Hey, everybody. Welcome to Mid-America Dirt. I'm Skip, and I'm excited to be joined by Mr. Chris Ferguson. How are you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, man. How are you?
Doing good. Doing good. So you're from, is it Mount Holly, North Carolina?
Yes, sir. I was there for a long time, really from Charlotte, but our shop was in Mount Holly until recently. We just moved to Kings Mountain, North Carolina.
Okay. Okay. And so is
If
that
you've,
still around Charlotte or is that somewhere else?
yeah, have you ever heard of Kings Mountain? It's where Freddie Smith was from for a long time, so that was pretty
Oh,
cool.
well, I know Freddie Smith for sure. Hey, I watched him race a lot over here with these legends in this part of the world.
Yeah,
Double
he was from
zero,
Kings Mountain. Yeah, he was one of the best to do it, and it's pretty cool to be able to say that's where our race shop's at now, and really not a lot of racers from that town, so it's pretty cool to be able to say that.
for sure. So did you come from a racing family?
Yes, sir. My grandpa raced. He raced. I'd say they called them six cylinders back then, or kind of like a street stockish. They ran at Hickory, Concord, Metrolina Speedway, dirt and asphalt. Really, it was a family thing. He brought my grandma and his kids, which are my mom. They kind of did it as a family, and he loved racing, always did, but didn't really have the money to do it the right way. And eventually gave it up, started his business, and then my uncles on that side of the family, Uncle Tony, he drag raced, which is Carson Ferguson's dad. And my cousin, of course, races. Carson does, runs with Lucas Oil. My
I
brother
did not
used to
know that.
race.
Carson's your
Yeah.
cousin? I did
Yes,
not
he's my
know that.
cousin.
Okay.
My brother, Brandon, used to race go-karts and bandoleros and just kind of gave it up. And on my dad's side, my dad raced. He raced four cylinders. He actually won used to be a pretty prestigious race, but it was called the World Crown Four Cylinder Championships at Gaffney. He won it back in '99, paid like 12,000 to win, which was really cool back then.
Yeah, heck yeah.
Um, he eventually got out of it when I got into racing, and then my uncles on his side was Doug Sanders, Gene Sanders, cousin Big A, Anthony Sanders, and man, I got a lot of family that races.
Yeah,
So
man, you got a lot of racing family, sounds like too, man. That's pretty cool.
yeah, it's definitely a family tradition, and we all enjoy it. It brings us closer, and realistically, I just can't imagine not being competitive even at Christmas time and Thanksgiving. We all have a great time.
Yeah, yeah, I bet, man. Speaking of your cousin, one of my podcast guests. I saw that he did the rap on Carson's car. Man, that thing looks sweet. Kenny Collins did
Yeah,
that.
they
Yeah,
did a great job. He always does a good job for Carson, and Carson and them, they do a good job keeping nice stuff. So it's pretty cool, and we have all of our seats in his car, so it looks even better.
that's pretty cool. We'll get to that in a minute. I want folks to know about that too. So you started go karts, is that right? Because I saw
Yes, sir.
you're a world champion go kart guy, right?
Yes, so we're able to. I wasn't in it for very long. I was only in it for probably 3 years, maybe three and a half, or I can't remember exactly. But was able to win Daytona, won North Carolina, South Carolina state championships, and then last year I raced. We won double national championships, and traveled all over. The year I believe the year we won the national championship, we traveled from Ohio to Pennsylvania to Georgia. Daytona. Uh, Put together a really perfect year, and really back then there wasn't a ton of money races, but we won one of the first ones they ever had for junior divisions, which was called the Junior Kahuna at the time. Um, and just had a lot of success really quick. Kind of, I won't take all the credit. My dad was pretty sharp with this stuff, and we got in with the right people at the right time, and jumped right in, and went to traveling, and straight to the running against the best. And I think that was kind of that's what really sharpened our skills really quick.
I've noticed a lot of good drivers start out with go karts, and they say it teaches you, car control and stuff like that. It seems to be. really important if you're wanting to, get a get a young person into it.
Yeah, I feel like, as competitive as go-karting is, you're talking about thousandths of a second, um, and not a lot of room for error. Just really, teaches you at a young age to be super competitive and also the hard work, everyone knows go-kart racing's about, preparing and maintenance and having your tires ready and your motor package and everything. So, I was 12 years old doing that and learned a lot of responsibility pretty young and also got the thrill of racing and competing at a high level. So I really enjoyed that and that kind of kept the desire alive and really started the fire for the rest of my racing career.
I gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, it does. It seems really important, and I mean, I want to try it one of these days. I've never even tried it.
Mm.
I've got some people that said I could come around and hit their track, so I'm going to be try it this summer if I get a chance. I'm going to hop in one, give it
Yeah,
a shot. I'm
they're
going to
fun.
start my racing career to go kart at pushing 50.
Nothing wrong with that. Never too late to start.
So you went from go karts and then you went into the crates, right?
Yes, sir. My dad had raced a lot of lower division stuff for a long time, and whenever I got to the point where we needed to move me out of go-karts, he said, "Hey, we're gonna put you straight in the late model," which was kind of crazy at the time, unheard of. But he was like, everything that he had learned racing what he did, he was like, "Man, none of this stuff applies to a dirt late model, and we want you in a dirt late model. Let's go ahead and teach you all the habits of a dirt late model, not the habits of a factory
Yeah,
stock, street stock, four cylinder. It's just two different worlds." They put me in a crate late model and was kind of crazy the first year. Raced against a lot of legends. And I remember like my third month racing the late model, maybe like sixth to seventh race. My dad took me to the Modoc 100, and we were parked beside the Storm Pay crate racing car, which was Jeff Purvis. And I honestly, it was I think 2007, maybe it was right around that time, right before he had his accident with the hauler. Um, and I remember thinking, man, like I'm, 6 races into racing their late model and I'm lining up beside Jeff Purvis. And yeah, it just kind of threw me to the wolves and went to Charlotte, went to the dirt track the first year, raced at Gaffney, Carolina, Thunder Valley, a lot of those
you guys had
places
a
the
Thunder
first
Valley over
year.
there too.
Yeah, we had Thunder Valley. It was awesome. It changed names a couple times, and now it's not there. But Cleveland County Speedway. But it was where they had, man, they had all kind of Habitampa and fall fall brawl races. It was actually where I got my first late model win. I didn't. There wasn't a super late model win. A couple years after getting into crates, I won. Was there racing? So I got to race against the Flintstone Flyer my first couple years too. Yeah, it was
That's cool.
a lot of fun.
Have have you lost a lot of tracks over there in your part of the world?
Yeah, I would say offhand I could name this is within probably a 2 hour span. Um Thunder Valley, 311 Speedway, I
I've heard of that one.
77, yeah, I-77 Speedway, um Dublin Motor Speedway, Friendships is back opening back up, which is I think they call it Ultimate now. And yeah, I heard Fayetteville was going away, but I heard that might change now too. So Metrolina's not here no more. It got tore down. It's Metrolina's literally. I live in Charlotte right now, and Metrolina was in Charlotte, like in Charlotte, Metrolina Speedway, and yeah, we lost it. I don't remember 19 or 2008 ish, 2010.
Was
Um,
I think I've seen it on like some shows or something. Was it like a half mile?
yeah, and it was right in Charlotte, like right off of 85, running through the main vein of Charlotte. It was it was really Humpy Wheeler promoted it. It was the happening place, and but Charlotte grew so fast, and it was just
Yeah,
swallowed up. So, but yeah,
yeah.
we've lost a lot of tracks. I mean, that's just within two. That's probably yeah. All those places are within about 2 hours. But and it doesn't help that I'm in Charlotte, which is a pretty big city now. That's what happens. If I was out a little more towards Gaffney or even Fayetteville, there'd be a lot less of this.
Yeah. Still, is Cherokee still running?
Cherokee Speedway is back. It's being promoted by the owners of it, which is awesome. Lenny Buff, Lenny and Ronnie Buff bought it from Rock Galt, from the Galt family. Seems like it was around the time I got into crate late model racing, and they ran it for a long time, and then they got into drag racing a little bit, and they got out of promoting. They own the track, leased it for probably, I would say maybe 10 years, maybe 12 years now. And we had some really good promoters. And Gaffney, the last couple years, it's been kind of rough because just things happening, promoters losing a bunch of races and stuff. But the owners of it are actually taking back over, which is
Okay, that's
they
good.
built it. They built it to what I mean, honestly, when they shortened it, it was basically a restart for everything because it used to be a big half mile and they shortened it. But they grew it to where it had a World of Outlaw and a Lucas race every year. And it also had March Madness, the Blue Gray. I hope it just kind of gets back to that. It's our big track, our big super late model track around here.
Yeah, I seen that. You've raced there a lot. I mean, you've won some races there too. I know I saw that. I've also seen you've won some races over here, right, quite close to us, up at Lucas Oil.
Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
one of
you
my
should want to
favorite.
show me, right?
Won the Show Me and the Diamond
Heck
Nationals,
yeah.
and honestly, I think I could have won a couple Show Me's, but the one year I was passing the guy that won for third, and I broke a drive shaft, and the last time I raced there in the Show Me was 24. I started like 18th and finished fourth and just kind of ran out of time. So, um,
You
and
just
then
like
the
that
first,
track? Does that track just
yeah,
like work for you?
I guess I would say so. I mean, I've ran four show me's there and I got two fourths and a win. And then the other one I broke running third. So it's just like a really good track for us. At the Diamond Nationals, the year I won it, JD passed me with 6 to go and I crossed him back over and was able to hold on for the Diamond Nationals deal. Which is kind of ironic because I was able to race him for the show me win also. But yeah, I love Wheatland. There was a year, I think maybe 2021, our hauler broke down on the way there, and we um we didn't get to make it to Thursday's race, and we got there late Friday, was able to maybe I don't know if we qualified or not, but we started in the back of the heat race and we end up it's called the Cowboy Classic, maybe the Don and Billy Gibson
That
race.
sounds right.
I didn't win it, but I started like 21st and finished third. So I've had some really, really good races there, and it's just I love going there. And I used to love staying there the week and then going to I-80 the week after. That was always a blast too. So we love Wheatland.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty cool, man. Wanted to show me. You know what? I think that's the first big race I ever went to, the first one, 93, when they had it at West Plains. That was I think that was the first big race I went to when I was a kid. It's
West
super
Plains is
cool.
we passed it on the way there every year. Like the way we come into Wheatland, and I like wonder. I'm like, man, because Freddie always told me that he thought I would run good there because it was really slick too, and but
You ever get a chance to run there?
I never got the chance to.
Yeah. I think he's the guy that's got it. He got some storm damage, I think, last year or the year before from a tornado or something. And I think it's opening back up this year.
That's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, I don't know if he's going to have like any big races yet, but I like to get
Yeah,
him on the show and, kind of pick his brain on that a little bit. But I, I've talked to all kinds of people that say that that was their favorite track to run on.
yeah, for sure. And it's to me, the history of it's awesome. But I'll be honest with you, I don't. I love the place. I mean, I like the place, but to me, in Missouri, my favorite track's always going to be Lucas Oil Speedway.
I got you. I got you.
Yes,
What
sir.
about Arrowhead? You ever run over here on Arrowhead? Now, see, I'm like 10
I've
minutes from Arrowhead.
I've not been there, and I've watched videos. I mean, it looks awesome, but I've never been there.
It is nice. I mean, it and Lucas are probably the two best tracks over here on this side of the river, I'd say.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you honestly, I mean, there's it's so hard to compare, a lot of these places. I mean, there's just honestly a lot of good racing out that way. I really that way and then down to Mississippi and a few other I
Yeah.
really enjoyed racing that part of the country, and I it kills me I haven't been back to the show me since 2024. No, 2023 was the last time I've been. So I loved it. Love every part of it, but I'll be back this year.
Good deal, man. Good deal. Yeah, Mississippi, you got some you got a win down there too, don't you?
Yeah, we've won
Mag?
at Magnolia. Yep. Yeah, we were able to that was one of my just kind of it's in my memory bank because I was able to pass Billy Moyer for the lead with like 2 laps to
Nice.
go, and it was also my first race, actually my second race in a Bloomquist car. So it was just kind of a moment that I'll always remember, and racing with him, and then racing the next night. I rolled the nose under, but the next night I was racing with Dale McDowell for the win. So it was, just one of those moments where as a driver, you're always going to remember that weekend.
Heck yeah, man. For sure. For sure. Uh so now did you ever uh, we got World Outlaws, right? The kids do on the Xbox. So we race you all the time on that, right?
Hmm.
You're always in there. So did you race did you race the series?
I never have. I've always, won three or four outlaw races. I think three, yeah. But we never ran the series full time. We started to in 2018 and kind of was running seventh in the points up until April. And an opportunity kind of come around um, for me to switch brand cars to Bloomquist cars. And during that transition, I had to just long story short, I built two cars, so we just went ahead and I think we took a month off or 2 months off to build the cars and end up dropping off the tour before summer and never really ran a tour. Just I've always chased the big
Pick and
races
choose.
and yeah, pick and choose and never truthfully never been set up. A lot of people don't realize this at this level now, but we've always been a family owned team, me and my dad, and um just been very fortunate to kind of get our the funding that we needed to race the way we needed to, but never enough to really do a national tour.
But yeah, man, I know I know
My dog
I
was eating
know
a
that
pin, so I had to take that from her.
I got you. I know it costs a ton of money. I know that.
Yes,
People say 750,000, $1 million a year to run a
that would
national tour if you're going to do it competitively.
yeah, yeah. I would say, and that's I mean I don't even know if that probably covers the cost, but I mean that's if you have a hauler and race cars. You know what I mean? That hell, if you got to start from scratch, it's well over 1 million.
Yeah. Yeah, because what is a setup? What is a completely set up, ready to go late model? 130, 140?
Y- I would say, yeah, realistically, we're pushing 120 nowadays at least. You look at 40,000 for a car or for a motor. I mean, I'm sorry, 52,000 to 60,000. Actually, yeah, yeah, we're looking 120, 130 at least.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary if you think about it.
Yeah. It
It's
really
it's
is.
a lot of money nowadays.
Yeah. I mean, it's tough for a family owned team. I mean, for real. I mean, you can't, some Joe just off the street can't come compete at that level, can they? If they're not loaded.
No, it's honestly, and a lot of this, like for us, we just build it up over time. My dad, myself, my family, the sponsors over the years. Like I've got one sponsor that's been on my quarter pounder for 10 years now, or
Wow.
actually this is year 11, and the dedication of a lot of people over a long time is really what's kept us racing, and I always try to acknowledge that because those people, along with our family efforts, that's the reason why we're able to be out there and contend at the level we do when we race.
Yeah. What chassis are you running right now?
We're running a chassis out of Tennessee called Stinger. The guy's name's Chase King, and Chase is a small, relatively. I'm not going to say new because when I met him originally, he was building cars for Scott Bloomquist, and then he went on to do his own thing, and he's had a lot of success with guys like Michael Page, a lot of guys from East Tennessee, a lot of guys, and everyone knows there's a lot of good racers out of East Tennessee. So, um, to my opinion, he's learned from probably some of the best, and also he builds a great product, and it's likable for my driving style.
Okay. Okay. Chris, talk to me about Victory Seats. How did that
Yeah,
get going, and tell folks about that?
well, definitely. I mean, we started it 2 World 100s ago. The World 100 in 2024 kind of not raced a lot, and a lot of it was because I was starting a seat business, and we launched it. We actually had 5 drivers at the time that had seats in the cars at Eldora, which was awesome. That was the first race for the seat company. It was Carson Ferguson, myself, um, Dalton Wilson, Spencer Hughes, and Drake Troutman. So those 5 were my first 5 guys, and now now we got so many more. But I always tell everybody I don't just feel like we build the best stuff. I listen to the drivers. Backstory: I worked at Butler Built building seats for 8 years or 7.5 years. Learned a lot from Brian Butler, and Brian sold the business in 2020. And after a couple years of a couple different owners, we decided to go out do stuff on our own, and was able to uh, bring on. I Right now I have guys with combined over 100 years of experience that's helping us build seats. So,
Awesome.
able to really take their knowledge along with what I've learned and apply it to dirt late models and sprint cars and midgets and micros and asphalt late models, and really to pay attention to the industry, the sport, the way the cars have changed, and also staying on top of being safe with all the components we put on the seat. That's the big thing, is staying ahead, and technology's getting faster. Race cars are getting faster. Shocks are changing every day. So the seat company and the safety side's got to be the same way.
What's involved in making a seat? I mean, how does it work? Like from the
So
beginning, do you build it beginning to end? I mean, you just
yep,
build the whole
yep,
thing.
yep. So for us, we built 350 seats in the last year and a half or so, or since last 2 Septembers ago, which we really didn't go into business. We went into business in September, but we were really taking orders that November, December. Um, so we built 350 custom seats. We've yet to build a stock seat. Um, we have
So
we
when you say
basically
custom seat, does that mean that they come to you and
specifically,
you
yeah.
form it for them, basically?
So what I do is I measure based off of the driver, and every seat is specifically built for that driver. So I take measurements. I come home myself, and one of my fabricators and engineers, they draw the seat in CAD, and then we specifically change everything for the measurements for them, just like a custom suit. It's a tailored seat for the driver, and then after we get the CAD drawing, we cut it out on the laser, and then we form it in a press brake, build all the extrusion, all the pieces specifically for that seat and what we need, what we're trying to accomplish for that driver, whether it's like I said, whether dirt late model, sprint car, midget, micro, asphalt late model. I think we're building an off-road truck seat, and we're working on a
Nice.
monster truck seat. So we can really
Yeah, all right.
do about everything. Yeah.
Can you tell us who the monster truck seats for, or can you release that
Well,
information?
not yet, but honestly, like I tell everyone, we're the type of people to, just like the dirt late model seats and our asphalt, because like asphalt late model seat last year, we were working on it for the majority of the year, but we uh we didn't really announce it, but we kind of put it out there. Bubba Pollard was in it at the Snowball, and everyone knows Bubba Pollard in asphalt racing. So Bubba loved it, and then we end up building a seat for Keelan Harvick, which everyone knows who Keelan Harvick is, and then also we're building one for Wyatt Miller. So um, the big thing that we're kind of I always tell everyone right now we're so young, not young, but just we're growing, and we're backed up pretty far right now. And I'm transparent with drivers. I tell them, like right now, I'm booked out until May, so it's a good
Wow,
problem.
that is a good problem.
It's better to tell them up front than to say, yeah, man, we can get you a seat done in 4 or 5 weeks, and then they're waiting, 2 months. Just I'm a racer. I'd much rather someone tell me the truth than tell me whatever.
Yeah, but that is a good problem to have, man. That's awesome, for real.
Well,
Uh,
it's a testament of our guys' hard work and our product that we're putting out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, now also apparel. You guys have apparel too, correct?
Yes, my wife she founded Sweet Victory Apparel Company. I believe it was 2019. It was before me and her were together, so she's had it before me. And if you couldn't tell, I kind of stole her logo victory
Yeah.
seats, but luckily I got the ring, so I married, what I mean, I married into it. Um, so my wife started Sweet Victory, and honestly, it's not only an apparel company, but it's everything. My wife does custom suits through K1. We usually
Okay.
she measures people up and does custom suits. She does a little bit of contracting, subcontracting for other drivers and series and stuff like that for merchandise and whatnot. Not a ton, but because the brand takes up the majority of the time. She also does custom rugs, anything that you can really think of, branding and apparel wise, she pretty much does. And that's everyone always asks me how we our branding looks so good for our seat business, and I'm like, well, my wife handles all that. She does a great job.
Yeah, yeah, she does, and you guys she got a sweet merch trailer too. That's where
Yes.
I met you over at Chili Bowl. Yeah, you got a pretty sweet setup there on that too.
Yeah, she actually custom designed that. We ordered that brand new in 2023, and she said that she was going to get one. She wanted it exactly how she wanted it, and I thought she was crazy. But here we are, 3 years later, and it makes total sense why she did what she did.
So, Chris, let me ask you this before we go. I want to get this question in. Top moment racing wise in your career, is it to show me?
This all the time 'cause there's 3 moments that really kind of stick out, and yeah, the show me's definitely the top moment. I mean, winning a crown jewel under 10 to go or whatever it was. And, even though I've had my moments with Davenport, I respect him and I give him credit where credit's due. He's the guy, the beat in my generation. And he's whooped my butt plenty of times, but I was able to get him that night. And so that's definitely the top moment. But I put winning at Eldora up there, even if it was a prelim for the million, was able to outrun Chris Madden and Devin Moran. And then the other moment, even though it wasn't the highest paying Bristol race I won a 50,000 at Bristol. The 2021 Bristol was the first race back in 20 years. I won, and I'm pretty sure Kyle Larson, or it was either Kyle Larson or Jonathan Davenport, finished second. The other one finished third, and then Scott Bloomquist was fourth. And I'm pretty sure Chris Madden was fifth. So to win that first race back at Bristol in 20 years, and I know all the people that were watching because I got text from uh, NASCAR drivers, from people that I haven't talked to in 10 years. I got a lot. I got opened up my phone after that next morning after I won Bristol that first night, and I had 300 text messages. So that was a cool moment too.
You know what? I had a Hall of Famer on here. Wayne Brooks is his name. He's from over here. He's from over in Arkansas. I think he won the first mod race there at Bristol. I think it was like
That's awesome.
2009, maybe, or somewhere back in there. But he said almost the exact same thing you did. He said it wasn't the biggest paying race. He said, but that's the top. That's my top win. It was at Bristol. That's kind of cool.
Honestly, you know, driving up on top of that, the victory lanes up on the roof of that one building, and going up there, and just knowing that, and just like, giving credit where credit's due with JD, Kyle Larson started on the front row with that race, and with me, and I was able to outrun Kyle and Bloomquist and a lot, just it's just cool to be in that moment, and just the magnitude of how big that Bristol is, and it's going away now, so it's like it makes it even,
Yeah,
even cooler.
yeah, yeah, 100%. Chris, you got any sponsors you want to thank before I let you go?
Yeah, just all my guys, all my sponsors, my crew guys, my family, my guys at work, just everybody that supports us, my fans that stick with us, even whenever we take some time off to get the seat business going and get our new shop built. I just super thankful for everyone that supports us, and just really appreciate everyone that supports the seat business. And thank you for having me on here.
Hey, man, thanks for coming on, for real. I mean, like I said, I've heard a lot of good stuff about you. I'm glad to get you on here and talk to me. I really appreciate it. And tell folks where they can go for the apparel and the seats.
Yeah, for sure. Chris Ferguson 22. It's all my personal stuff. Shopfergie22.com, merchandise, victoryseats.com, shopsweetvictory.com. So just really, we go to any of our socials and they're all linked together. So check them
Yeah,
out.
and I'll link that in the description of the video so people can find it, and probably tag in the clips that come out. Chris, thank you very much for coming on here. It was really good talking to you. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys having me on.
See you, man.